So here's an entertaining short story that's a perfect example of the saying, rules for thee, but not for me. This is about a guy whose girlfriend is having a meltdown. She actually is in the hospital now because he's planning on breaking up with her because she crossed his one major boundary. What's that boundary? She was posting bikini pictures of herself on Instagram or something like that, and has been doing so for years, even though he told her that's the number one thing I don't want you doing. And the irony is that in the beginning of the relationship, he was posting progress pictures of himself at the gym on Facebook, which is stupid in my opinion, because you can just keep that on your phone to look at personally, but fine. And she said she didn't like that. And he said, okay, I won't do that. But I don't want you posting those pictures online. She's like, okay. Well, he finds out that she's a big hypocrite and a liar and breaking his own boundary. And now she's trying to manipulate him by going to the hospital so he won't break up with her. It's ridiculous. Title: I, a 24-year-old male, am thinking about leaving my girl because she posted bikini pictures. How do I end things peacefully? And a shout out to Nishad for sending me this story. It says here, I'm thinking about ending a relationship of almost 4 years with my girlfriend because she's been posting pictures of herself in a bikini. For the context, early in our relationship, I would sometimes post pictures of myself in the gym on Facebook to show my progress. She asked me that she said she didn't feel comfortable with it, so I agreed and haven't posted any pictures of myself at the gym ever since. He's like, okay, that's her boundary. All right, fine. But you know what? I got a boundary too. However, I clearly told her that I would not want her posting her bikini pictures, and she agreed. You heard that right here. She agreed. That's his boundary. Okay, you got to establish boundaries and enforce them. Now, I do not use too much social media. I only have Facebook and WhatsApp and Reddit. I've never installed Instagram and TikTok before, so I honestly had no idea what she was posting in there. Well, I don't blame the guy for not liking those, and frankly, I can't stand Facebook, and I haven't been on there in years. But unfortunately, nowadays, with how the young people behave, he actually is in his interest to have those apps on his phone so he can actually, every once in a while, look and see what's going on. You know, the old trust but verify thing, because lots of guys have no idea what their girls are up to because they're not on those things, or they don't even bother to look them up. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. A couple days ago, I was hanging out with her and her friends, and one of her friends was on her phone and was scrolling through Instagram. She came up on my girlfriend's picture in a bikini. I got taken aback, but I thought it might have been an old picture. The thought stayed with me until the end of the day. So when I got home, I installed these apps, and specifically for the reason, and found her page and looked through that. She had been constantly posting pictures of herself in a bikini, and there was even a couple of thirst traps of her on TikTok. This is the same girl who didn't like pictures of him posting, bicep pictures on Facebook to monitor his progress. And honestly, that is stupid. I mean, some people are going to disagree with me. You want to monitor your progress, take pictures, fine. Leave it on your own phone instead of displaying it for the world. I mean, that's just being like an attention whore, just like a lot of the gals are. But regardless, she's breaking his number one rule. I was absolutely livid. There was one thing that we agreed on, and she still managed to break the agreement, not only once, but she's been doing it continuously, knowing that I won't see them. Well, you can't trust her, and she obviously doesn't respect you, and you can't be with a gal that doesn't respect you. It's your one boundary, and if you let this slide, there's going to be more breaking of boundaries and disrespect. Ever since that night, I've been giving her the cold shoulder, and I briefly explained to her why I was upset, and I stopped replying to her. She seems to be emotionally wrecked from this. Today she was sent to the ER and sent pictures of herself in the hospital bed. Talk about manipulation. Look at me. I'm in the ER. I may do something to myself. You better not break up with me. Give me a... Now, he should have just broken up with her on the spot instead of giving her the cold shoulder and ignoring her. I got no problem with him ignoring her and blocking her after he said we're done. I mean, these two still behave like kids on so many fronts, but... she keeps saying that I should not break up with her and then we can figure this out. The thing is, some time ago we had a huge argument and the same thing happened. She was admitted to the hospital where she stayed for like a week before she got better to be sent home. So she has a history of this kind of BS. Things don't go my way, I'm going to suddenly have a mental breakdown, go to the hospital, and you better not break up with me or I might do something. I don't know if this is genuine or some kind of manipulation. Smack! Of course it's manipulation. I highly seek fellow Redditors' advice on how to proceed with the breakup and how to end it peacefully. Your advice is greatly appreciated. So the whole comment section is full of guys saying, yeah, break up with her, this is manipulation. You got other people saying, you two both need to grow the F up for multiple reasons. And I don't blame them for saying that. So he wants a response. I'll give him a response. Break up with her. Okay? She broke your number one boundary. Obviously, you're thinking about breaking up with her. She knows it. She knows exactly what she's doing. And if you want to tell her why, you probably should tell her why and actually have it in text. Why? Because you know she's going to show it to everybody. And that way, if she has some breakdown and goes to the hospital and people try to blame you, at least you got the text there and you can have proof of this on your own phone of your reasons for breaking up with her, breaking your trust, crossing the boundaries, and throwing manipulation tactics like this in. All these types of things. You can't trust her. And then say your piece. Make sure it's on in a text form so you can have a record of it, and she has it. And break up with her, and then cut her off. On all platforms, cut her off, block her, end of story. And you're going to get bombarded from her and her friends and probably her family if she goes to the hospital or locks herself in the room with a sharp object or something like that. Not your problem. She has a history of this bullshit, and you really want to be with someone like this who every time doesn't get her way is going to threaten to do something to herself. And you know the dumbasses that her friends and family, they're going to believe that. But anyhow, guys, a perfect example for you relationship guys. Don't buy into this bull crap. Set your boundaries early on, and you have to enforce them. And also the old trust but verify. Okay, we're in a relationship. I'm going to trust you, but I got to check in every once in a while because it is what it is. Now some comments here before I wrap this up. One guy says here, she's refusing to take accountability for crossing one of your boundaries and is now taking it to the extreme of checking herself into the ER to manipulate you to staying with her. She didn't post just one picture, but a few, and thirst traps, too, that she knew what the F she was doing. I think you need to dump her insecure ass. I guarantee you they're going to blame you for her being in the ER instead of holding her accountable. Of course they are. That's why I think he needs to make sure he tells everybody that he knows why he's breaking up with her. Just let them know. And even say she has a history of going to the ER over these things. And texting her his reasons. She may delete it, but he has proof of sending that. Another guy says, you're not responsible for her mental and physical health. If she's so weak that every argument is sending her to the emergency room, then this is a relationship that's detrimental for her mental health, even if she does not see it. It might be the best to end things and move on. It does seem like manipulation, and to be honest, we won't know either way. From what you're saying, I don't trust her. And one more. This is from a woman. The woman says, bro, she's 25 years old. She says, bro, run. Her mental state in the situation is not your responsibility. She's clearly being manipulative and feels bad about being caught trying to get some external attention. If she really wanted to post these pictures, she should have cleared them with you first, at least. But her being sneaky and stuff just feels super weird and sketchy. In this case, it just looks like she's someone that would like to continue building a serious life in future with, especially if you would like a family. I don't know how overall conservative you are and your family is, but at least my family would not like someone like this and would not let this slide. Well, there you go. And why not? One more. This guy says, leave her as she broke her own boundary. I see a number of comments stating that she did not respect your boundary, but the boundary was not yours. It was hers, and she could not even respect it. That is controlling and manipulative, by the way. Yeah, initially it was her who didn't want him posting pictures online of his flexing his biceps or showing a calf shot, which, by the way, isn't body parts that are, in the no zones. She's picturing bikini pictures, and you get to see, part of boobs and her hoo-ha and her butt, as opposed to him just showing his deltoid progress or his quad progress or something like that. This takes it to a different level with her. Her hospitalization is pure manipulation, and no matter what, her friends will blame you, so do not worry about it. They're, of course, going to blame him, because it's always the guy's fault. She is a toxic manipulator and is controlling. End it by simply telling her the truth. She broke her own boundary on purpose and destroyed your trust, so the relationship is over, and you wish her all the best and block her on everything. Well, there you go. So hopefully he does that. But anyhow, guys, good lesson here in this about boundaries and all that type of thing. So make sure you relationship guys, especially you young ones, you pay attention to what she's doing. You install those stupid apps, even though you don't want to, just to check in from time to time. And if she crosses your boundaries, it's over. And don't let the girl control the narrative. Otherwise, there'll be more and more drama that you do not need.